Hi friends, it is Mrs. Perkins and I am here for your math lesson today. So first I'm going to start out doing some story problems and you're going to need to use a number grid or number line. So right now go get your math workbook and go to the very back page so you can see your number grid and number line. So press pause right now and go get that. Okay, now that you're back, make sure you're in the very back of your math workbook so you can see your number grid and number line. Okay, I'm going to say the story problem and I'll write the number sentence on here, but you need to find the missing number. Here's my first one. There are 4 red leaves and 5 yellow leaves. How many leaves are there in all? So it said my first number is 4, so I'm going to write down 4. And then it said there was also 5 yellow leaves. So 4 red leaves, 5 yellow leaves. So I know my number sentence is going to be 4 plus 5 equals. So you need to figure out my total number at the end. So use your number grid or number line. Do that. Pause me if you need to. Okay, now that you figured it out, tell me where you landed. I'll tell you where I landed. I landed on 9. So my total would be 9 leaves. And this is what the number sentence would look like. Now we'll do a second story problem. This one will be a little bit harder. This is my story. Anne has 3 rocks in her pocket. Ben gives her some more rocks. Now, Anne has 7 rocks. How many rocks did Ben give her? So when I'm thinking about what number I need to find, I'm going to go through and read that again. Anne has 3 rocks in her pocket. That's the first number I have. So I'm going to write that down at the beginning of my number sentence. Ben gives her some more. They don't say how many more. So I'm going to guess, I'm trying to find that middle number. So I'm going to put a plus sign because they did say more, but I'm going to leave that middle number blank. Now at the end it says Anne has 7 rocks total. So I know my ending number will be 7. So I need to find that mystery middle number, how Anne gets from 3 to 7. So I need to figure out how many hops it'll take me to get from 3 to 7. I want you to use your number grid or number line, figure out that missing middle number. Okay, now that you figured it out, tell me what number it is. I'll tell you what I got. I got 4. I know that Anne got 4 more to make it to 7. So here's what my number sentence looks like. She started at 3, she got 4 more, and she ended with 7. Okay, last one we're going to do is our warm-up today. Jose has some papers in his folder and 3 papers in his desk. He has 6 papers altogether. How many papers are in his folder? So I'm going to go through and read that again to try and figure out what I'm doing here. Jose has some papers in his folder. So my beginning number is that mystery number. So I'm going to put a little blank line for that beginning number to let me know that I don't know it yet. He has 3 papers in his desk. So I'm going to write plus 3 for the middle. He has 6 papers altogether. So that tells me at the end there's 6. So here's what my number sentence looks like right now. Blank plus 3 equals 6. So you need to figure out that beginning number that I started with to get to 6 at the end. This is a little tricky. Remember what I tell you in class? When I'm trying to find that beginning number, I start at the end and I work my way this way. So I would start with 6 and then I do the opposite of whatever sign. So my sign here is plus, so I would do the opposite of that. I want you to try that on your number grid or number line and then tell me what you get. Okay, tell me what you got. Okay, I got 3. So my number sentence will be 3 plus 3 equals 6. How I did that, I started at 6, and then I took away 3. I did the opposite of this. So 6 take away 3 is 3. And that gave me my beginning number. Okay, we're going to move on now. You are going to be in your math workbook, and you're going to turn to page 51. So turn to page 51 right now. On page 51, there's going to be 2 parts. The top part has 2 pieces of ribbon, and then the bottom part has some tally marks. So for that top part, it says which ribbon is longer, circle it. So I want you to look at that workbook page right now, circle which piece of ribbon you think is longer. Okay, now that you've done that, I'll tell you number 2. Number 2 says which set of tally marks shows the larger number. So again, look at both tally marks, see which one shows the bigger number, and circle it. Okay, now that you've done that, we're going to talk about it. How in the world did you know which ribbon was longer? I want you to look at those 2 ribbon pieces again. Now, I want you to tell me right now, how did you figure out which ribbon piece was longer? So you can pause it and tell me. Okay, so I know there's some different strategies you could use. For me, I could see that, oh, hey, the top one just looked longer in my opinion, so I could know that way. Maybe I measured it. You could use paper clips or something like that to measure each piece, and I could definitely see that that top piece is longer because it could fit more paper clips. I could also use a string to see which one is longer. So there's some different strategies you could use. Now let's look at those tally marks on the bottom. It says, which set of tally marks shows a larger number? I want you to tell me, first of all, which set did you circle, the first or second one? Okay, and then how did you know? Now, you might tell me that you just looked at it and you saw the second or the first set had more tally marks, and that would be correct. The first set does have more tally marks. I know I look at it and I see, oh, that first set has a lot more, so I would circle that one. But you could have some different strategies. You may have had to count both sets to see which one had more, and that's fine too. That's a really good strategy. So that is what we're going to kind of be talking about today, is measuring. So you guys gave me some really awesome reasons of why you circled each ribbon or the bigger set of tally marks. Now, a word I want to teach you today is argument. Now, if you hear the word argument, you might think of fighting with someone, and it's not good to have an argument. But in math, arguments are good. In math, when I talk about an argument, it just means that I am telling someone how I know this is correct. It does not mean I'm fighting with them. In math, we'll start talking a lot more in class about making a mathematical argument, and I'm telling them how I know this is the right answer. So when you told me which piece of ribbon was longer, you were giving me an argument of why and how you knew which one to circle. You were telling me which one was correct. So we're really going to use that word today, argument. So today you have a problem for me. It's on Dojo, and I also have the piece of paper right here. I printed it out. Here's what you're going to be doing on Dojo today. There's a couple different problems. The first one says, use blocks to measure the length of this pencil. So they have a drawing of a pencil. Now, you may not have blocks at home, and that's okay. You could use paper clips, just something that you have, and you're going to use it to measure the pencil. So I know it says blocks on here, but you could also use paper clips or something like that. And you're going to write in there how many paper clips or blocks or whatever you're using, how many long it is. You're going to write it right there. So you're going to practice good measuring with that. And then number 2 is a problem about some made-up kids. It says, here is how 4 children used blocks to measure the length of a marker. So we have 4 kids. We have Rodrigo up here, Lee, Sophia, and Joseph. So you need to look at each set or each way of how they measured the markers, because they all do look a little different if you notice that. So you're going to look on Dojo and you're going to see which one correctly measured the marker. I will give you a hint. Only one person on here measured their marker correctly. So I would look really closely at all 4. It says right here, who made the best measurement? So you're going to write the name right there of the person who made the best measurement, the person who did it correctly. Now their names are written right there. If you also just want to circle it up there, that's fine. So you're going to go through, circle or write the name of who did it the best, who was correct in their way of measuring. Then it says, write a note to convince a friend that you are right. So I am going to be reading your Dojo assignment later today. So in this spot, you can write me some words and tell me why you circled that person. So if you circle Lee, tell me why you circled Lee. Why is Lee correct? If you circle Sophia, tell me why Sophia is correct in her way of measuring. Why did you choose her over someone else? So this is your big assignment today on Dojo. This is what we are doing in class as well today. So I'm going to be reading your paper. So you're going to give me a good mathematical argument down here, and you're going to tell me why you chose that person and why they are correct in measuring the marker with blocks. So look really, really carefully. That is all I have for you today. So that's your really big assignment on Dojo, is to complete that paper. Make sure to write words and give me an argument why you picked that person. Now, along with that, you will also have math boxes to do on your math app, and then you will have your homework as well. I will have that on Dojo for you. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. Bye.